going on, guys? It's James. You ever wonder what it takes to get better quality sleep? So did I. So I did some research and I put some trial and error in, and I wanted to share what I found. So, as you know, I work with a lot of people throughout every day, and if I don't get quality sleep, I'm not productive. I will miss words in the middle of speeches, I won't be able to focus, I won't feel myself, and it's all because I don't get the quality sleep that I need to. So I've been doing some research and put this to the test. My wife and I have been using this, and we've seen significant benefits, and we continue to do them because we sleep so well. And I'm going to share with you 3 things. I'm going to give it to you in order, and I'm going to share with you what I learned. Okay, so rule number 1, lighting. Lighting is super important. I didn't realize how important it was until just recently. Have the lighting from the sun that activates vitamin D inside of our body. That's really healthy for us. So it's important first thing in the morning to get some natural light so that our body can start its circadian rhythm. And that's the rhythm that allows us to start the day and end the day, so our body gets accustomed to some type of sleep cycle. Okay? Well, we have other types of lighting now too. We have LED lighting and we have fluorescent lighting. And fluorescent lighting is in our office buildings, it's in our street lamps, it's in our homes. And the problem with it is that our body doesn't like it. It's not good for our cells. It's not good for the mitochondria in our cells, as Dave Asprey would say. And he goes into depth on the lighting. So if you want to check that out, I highly suggest it. His book, Headstrong, goes into depth about this. But lighting is super important. When we go home and we turn on lights, we're really draining our energy, draining our batteries, because our body can't process that light. There's more blue in it than red from the sun, right? So that affects the quality of sleep. And some of us, including me for the longest time, leave light on until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night before we're going to bed, where our body is not understanding when we should fall asleep because the light is on. It's getting confused, right? So what we've learned to do recently is turn our lights off 2 to 3 hours before we go to bed. And we use either one light far in the distance, or we use candles, which kind of actually is really romantic for us. But it helps our body get used to and acclimated into that sleep process. The second thing, for busy minds, people who are always thinking, always maybe worrying or trying to plan their next day, and I alluded to in the last video, that's breathing. Breathing. Some sort of meditative practice. It's not a coincidence that all these Fortune 500 companies are starting to implement this into their workspace. It's not a coincidence that very successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and executives admit to using some form of meditation. It helps your mind relax. It increases awareness. It decreases stress. It improves focus and concentration. And so some of you might be saying, well, I can't meditate. I think about all kinds of things. That's okay. As long as you're sitting in a space, recognizing that you're having all of these thoughts, that's fine. Have those thoughts, but focus on your breath. When you focus on your breathing, you're brought to the present moment. It's okay to have those thoughts. Those will go in time. Just watch them pass and keep watching them pass as you focus on your breath. That will quiet the fight or flight system in your mind that all of us tend to keep active way longer than we're supposed to, which is also very energy draining too. So the more you breathe, the more rhythmic the breath, the more present you become. So if breathing in for 5 seconds and breathing out for 5 seconds helps, do that. If breathing in for 10 seconds, holding, and then releasing helps, do that. This is your creative time to find something that works for you. For me, it's a 5-5-5 deal. It's a box theory. So 5 in, hold for 5, 5 out, hold for 5. That helps me. Third thing, pink noise. Pink noise. Now we've all heard of white noise, right? We've all heard of blue noise. Well, now there's pink noise. And pink noise may sound similar, but it's actually different. The octaves that are in the sound are all equal. And what that does when you play it in the background as you're falling asleep is your mind focuses on that noise and begins to synchronize with the sound. What happens most times for people in their houses, they have all these different noises, the fan, the creaks, the street, the cars driving by. There's a lot of different sounds that your brain is processing while you're sleeping. Well, if you play one noise, it has one thing to focus on, your sleep becomes easier. It's easier to fall to sleep. And they've done studies like in this at Northwestern University and in China, and the results that they found were a significant increase in deep sleep. And the reason why you want deep quality sleep is that your brain cells shrink 60% inside of your brain so that it can clean itself. But it's also reprogramming and rewiring what you've learned throughout the day and compartmentalizing it into different parts of your brain. So sleep is very, very important, especially if you want to be a high performer. So let's recap. The first thing, turn off your lights before you go to sleep. A good chunk of time ahead. If you have a TV in your bedroom, do not watch that a couple hours before you go to bed. Keep your phone in another room, because sometimes when you get texts throughout the night, that light can affect and disrupt your sleep. The second thing, find a breathing practice. Find some sort of meditation that you can do to quiet down the mind and let yourself relax before you fall asleep. Third thing is try a noise, whether it's a pink noise or just some relaxing melody that works for you. Give your mind something to focus on while you sleep so that you're not analyzing and getting frustrated because you're not able to fall asleep. So hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys next week.